Do you want to know what's going on in the local real estate market here in Connecticut? Well, lucky for you, you've came to the right video. Stay tuned because we're going to look at the numbers for June and July. Stay tuned. Hey, what's up everyone? Aaron here. Glad to be back. It has been so long since I've done a video. It's been months. Had a lot going on in my life. We sold our house. We've moved in with my in-laws. We went on vacation. Got an injury, surfboarding, hurt my shoulder. So things have been kind of crazy, but the real estate market has not been as crazy as it has been in the last few months. So if you are currently shopping or you're thinking of selling your home, you're going to want to pay attention to some of these numbers because it's going to give us an outlook on where the market's going. So let's jump right into it. So the first numbers we're going to look at is price. Now in June, the average price of a home was $361,000. That went up $9,000 in July to $370,000. So home values are still going up. And now we know there's the inflation going on and recession and interest rates have been going up. But in Connecticut anyways, the housing market's holding fairly strong. And if we go to the next point here, days on market. So this is the time you meet with somebody like myself, you decide your marketing plan, you decide to put a sign in the ground, lockbox in the house. On average, depending on a lot of different factors that we don't have time for in this video, but everything from the condition of the home to the location of the home, the average days on market in June were 11 days. Now that's gone up. If you look at some of the other videos, we had like 2 or 3 days in the market and it would hit the market and it'd be under contract. It would hit the market at 8 o'clock on Saturday night and by 8:05, offers are already being accepted. Like the market was crazy earlier on this year and the end of last year. Now in July, that's gone up to 13 days. So what that means is that the inventory that's out there is actually sitting a little bit longer. Gives you a little bit more of a chance to really shop around, look at different homes, as opposed to feeling as a buyer that you're forced to bid and overbid right away because inventory is moving so fast. So that's a good thing as a buyer. Things are starting to sit a few days longer, not incredibly long, but a little bit longer. Now, as a seller, that could be a little frustrating because you might have had some friends that sold in the last 2 years or within the last year, and they put their house in the market and let's say they bought it for $100,000 5 years ago, and now they sold it for $200,000, right? Within the matter of minutes. So yes, it can be a little bit frustrating, but this is just the correction that the market needs, right? So if we look at sales in June, now this is the total number of sales that happened in June, were 4,843. That dropped in July. Again, things are sitting, and then we're going to take a look at inventory in a second, but that dropped to 4,306 sales for the month of July. So that's about a 537 difference in sales. So what does that mean? It just means things aren't selling as much volume, and that's because one, people have already, majority I would say, if they are looking for a new school system or they're looking to move out of one house and into another, maybe they're looking for a different district, they've already done those things because the school season's getting ready to start. And on top of that, you've also had people like myself who have sold, but we haven't found the house yet either because there isn't, and we're going to get to it next, inventory. There's still not a ton of inventory out there. So they're waiting and they're sitting and watching the market to see what comes on and goes off, and hopefully they can find something. So don't be discouraged by those numbers. It's still a fantastic time to sell. Interest rates, yes, have gone up, but they haven't gone up to anywhere like they were if you were around in the 80s. Now, I was young in the 80s. I'm only 44. So in the 80s, the interest rates were really high, but that doesn't mean you can't get into something now for, 5.12%, maybe 5.5%. And then after everything corrects and this inflation starts to go away and the recession's over, you can always refinance and drop that down. It's just playing the mortgage game. That's how it works. People that bought and had a mortgage rate at 8% refinance down to 5%, and then when the interest rates dropped again, they refinance down to 2 or 3 or whatever it was. So just keep that in mind. It's still a good time to buy and sell. Now, again, if you're buying, this is the numbers you kind of would like to see a little bit higher because we're kind of still in a seller's market, but it is transitioning because we can see from days on market things are staying a little bit longer. But the supply in June, it was 2.3 months worth of inventory, and in July it's still 2.3 months. Now As soon as September hits in a couple days here, we'll have the August numbers, and we can start looking to see what was going on in August and how this correlates with how things have been done or how they've been going over the last few months. But those are your numbers here in Connecticut. Now, if you're looking for something specific to your area, because these are just generalized, like the 30,000 foot view of numbers here. If you live in Vernon, Connecticut, or Westbrook, Connecticut, or Greenwich, or Bolton, or Enfield, or Suffield, or Somers, and you want to know your numbers for your specific town, you can go to our website. My website links down below. You can look up your town there, or you can just give me a call or shoot me an email, and I can get you those numbers fairly easily. All the contact information will be in the show notes here down below. And it doesn't mean you have to work with me or anything. Just get the information, that's the most important thing, so you can make a good decision when it comes to, buying or selling, because that is a large amount of money that most of us are going to deal with in our lifetime. It's probably the largest purchase we'll ever make. So that being said, I appreciate you all for still checking out the videos and leaving questions and comments. I haven't been around, like I said, lately just because my life's been crazy. But we're going to get back to more of a regular scheduled program here, more information, interviews, what's going on. And I will be doing the list of fairs pretty soon, hopefully within the next day or two, because fairs are starting now in Connecticut. It's probably the best time to be in Connecticut with all the fairs. So thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Peace. Have a great week.